Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Wednesday, September 12th, 2018. We have a humid, soupy air mass out there right now with areas of fog reducing visibility below a mile in many locations, and also a threat for a few isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms capable of some very heavy downpours. And that's going to be the main story for today, tomorrow, and for Friday, with the potential for some significant flash flooding. Temperatures this morning range from the upper 60s to lower 70s over much of the New York City metro and northern interior, lower to mid 70s as you head towards the Philadelphia metro. When we take a look at what we call precipitable water, this is a little bit more of a high-tech version, or should I say a little bit more sciencey version of the weather forecast. I usually do this for premium members, but I want to show you what this means. When you see precipitable water values above 1.8 all the way up to 2.1 sitting over the region, that means that the atmosphere is capable of producing very heavy downpours. So what that means is that an individual shower or thunderstorm is capable of producing 1 to 2 inches of rain per hour very easily in this type of tropical environment. It is the same type of tropical environment that is pushing into the coast from Hurricane Florence that is on the way. Now, we will not get direct impacts from Florence, but there is this concern. You get this moisture pushing in from the coast and this stationary boundary and moisture sitting over the region, and that could lead to some rather dangerous conditions for the threat for some significant flash flooding along the New Jersey coast, which we've already seen for the past couple of days, and up through Long Island and even Connecticut, and back towards the Delaware River Valley as well. And just in time for that, look at what we have here. We have a stationary front that's basically sitting right along the coast. So you have plenty of moisture, you have a boundary to support a trigger, and then you have a hurricane coming in, throwing in even more moisture into the atmosphere. So you have all of the conditions needed for the potential for some very heavy downpours throughout the region. When you take a look at the latest satellite picture, you can see Florence, very impressive outflow boundary. Very impressive central dense overcast heading right towards the North Carolina coast. And you can see zoomed in all that deep convection just wrapping right around that very impressive eye. This is a very intense storm with winds of 130 miles per hour, a pressure down to 943 millibars, moving to the west-northwest of 17 miles per hour. It is currently 530 miles to the southeast of Cape Fear, North Carolina. And this storm, whether it strengthens a little bit more to a Cat 5 or remains a Cat 4, really doesn't matter at this point, aside from statistics and possibly some record-breaking observations in how far north this storm gets in terms of being a Category 5. But regardless, the impacts are going to just be devastating along the North Carolina and South Carolina coast. Our Weather Concierge forecast is a little bit north of what the National Hurricane Center has. The National Hurricane Center has the storm dropping south and then moving into central South Carolina. We have it kind of spinning around off the North Carolina coast and moving towards the North Carolina-South Carolina border. Whether it moves a little bit further south or takes our track, it's still going to lead to devastating results over much of southeastern North Carolina and northeastern South Carolina, and very heavy rainfall. Just a very impressive storm, dangerous storm at that. So do not take this storm lightly. If you have any friends or family down along the North Carolina or South Carolina shore, get them out of there and get prepared if you haven't already, which I hope you have. As we look closer to home, you can see the outer bands of Florence approaching the region. Now, in terms of impacts from this hurricane for us, they're going to be limited, but definitely keep an eye out for coastal flooding. And also, some of those outer bands are going to be interacting with this stationary front, and that is what's going to also enhance the potential for flash flooding throughout the region from these individual showers and thunderstorms. Remember, we already have had a tremendous amount of rain throughout the region. The water table is super saturated, which means any rainfall that we get additional on top of what we have already is going to lead to some pretty significant flash flooding. And when you get an environment like this, you can easily get a few isolated locations unforecasted by the model guidance where you pop up with 2, 4, maybe even 6 inches of rain without much notice. So let's dive into this forecast. For today, overcast cloud cover, a threat for showers after the fog lifts. Look for high temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. For tonight, muggy, humid, and foggy. Watch out for visibility below a mile. Lows in the lower to mid-70s, and of course a continuation of a threat for tropical showers leading to downpours. Tomorrow afternoon, our hurricane approaches the coast. Our pressure gradient gets a little bit tighter, so the winds pick up a bit, especially along the coast, gusting over 20 miles per hour. Watch out for that threat for some heavy showers capable of some flash flooding. Look for highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s. On Friday, same scenario. Our hurricane is off the North Carolina coast, heading towards the South Carolina coast. We got a stiff easterly wind over the region around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Watch out for coastal flooding, especially along the Jersey Shore. And again, the threat for some very heavy downpours throughout the region from the interaction from the outer bands of this hurricane and that stationary front, even more so as you head toward southern New Jersey. On Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, high pressure will be building south, leading to drier conditions throughout the region. So it's going to mean clearing skies are expected for this weekend with low temperatures in the lower to mid 60s. Could even see a few 50s mixed in there. High temperatures in the mid to upper 70s along the coast, upper 70s to lower 80s everywhere else, and low humidity. On Tuesday, we see a bit of an increase in the humidity with some increasing clouds. Look for lows in the mid 60s, highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s. And on Wednesday, a cold front and the remnants of Florence will be approaching the region with periods of showers, heavy at times. Look for lows in the mid to upper 60s, highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s. That is your forecast discussion for today. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, and as always, stay safe out there.